Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Now That You Mention It podcast. Roll, Jay, and RJ.
I'm Roll.
I'm Jay.
And I'm RJ.
And we would just love to thank you guys for joining us on this Thanksgiving evening. You know, after a full day of cooking, of eating, of watching some football. Of course, I see my podcast mates over there enjoying their fire out in their little country abode while I'm in the nice, friendly confines of my palatial estates, surrounded by my piano and my couch. Happy Thanksgiving, boys.
Thanksgiving, bro.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we can't afford all those nice amenities you got.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
you know, once this podcast money starts rolling in, man, there's no stopping it.
Oh my God. Is that what it is?
Hiding it from us, essentially, is what it sounds like.
Well, yeah, I started the podcast, so everything filters into my bank account.
Man, that's some bull right there.
We'll have to get legal.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get legal involved.
Well, you guys, how's everybody out there in podcast land doing? Anybody, if you guys want to give us a shout out here on Facebook, on our YouTube live, join us on YouTube. Of course, just click the like and subscribe button and click the little bell down in the corner so you can get our new content as it comes out. Join us on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and what am I missing, RJ?
iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio.
Yeah.
Hit us up on our Facebook page, our Instagram page, our Twitter page now, on Reddit. And now you can join us at www.nowthatyoumentionitpodcast.com and go check out our website and catch some of our past episodes. Is that right, RJ?
That's not right, but we'll drop the link here below since it's live, so people can go check it out. It's got links for all our podcasts content, whether it's an audio format, whether it's YouTube. Our YouTube videos are actually embedded, but whatever platform. I just figured, why not make it easier for our listeners and viewers. So any of those icons that you see on our website, if you use that platform, if you click on it, it will take you to that website on your mobile device. It will launch that app, take you to our page there. So drop that link while we're live, while we get our content started for the night, so that people can check that out. But we're very excited about that.
Awesome. All right, well, let's get this show on the road. It's starting to get into the evening now. It's around 7:00. The Cowboy game just ended in massive disappointment.
No kidding.
It was a game for about 2.5 quarters.
Yeah. Coming out of halftime, I actually thought the Cowboys were going to make a game of it, but in the fourth quarter, it just got away from us. And unfortunately, now we can officially start the tank for draft momentum in our.
Hey, I'm down, man. I mean, look, I think they should have lost last week. I think that was the smart play, and I posted on Facebook last week, and they can't even lose right. But this week they showed that they can.
Man, it was just a beating, and like we were saying before we went live, I just think there's a fine line between having some balls, or taking some risks, and just kind of being crazy and being dumb with the play calling, because that fake punt was just atrocious. Never looked like it really had a chance.
Yeah.
And just too many bad plays. And once again, I think the important thing is you do got to get a good draft pick, because that's the only way this get better.
Oh, yeah.
We'll take
Absolutely.
it. And Andy Dalton had a good game. I'll give him some credit. He didn't play super terrible.
Hey, sis, we miss you too.
Yep, we sure do.
Watching us out there on our podcast. Hope you're doing all right, sis.
I think the other thing to keep in mind too, guys, is two of our offensive line got hurt very. Two of our offensive line early in the game, and while I agree in the fourth quarter the game got away from us, I don't really think Washington was like overpowering us. I think we made some unfortunate mistakes. There were some bad coaching decisions.
Man, there were some really bad coaching decisions.
But overall, I don't think it was it was a good game. I mean, it could have been worse, could have certainly been better, but all in all, at least the Cowboys were competitive for a while.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, again, we just made too many mistakes. I still think this game just recalled the issues that we have with our defense, right? Last game against Minnesota, they had a great game. This week, we just couldn't stop the run. We were giving up too many yards right up the middle, too many big plays, and it caught up to us. I mean, we're the team that shouldn't have to be playing from behind, but unfortunately, this entire season, that's exactly what we've done.
Yep. Hey, I just want to say hi to Jennifer, our cousin out there watching us out on the Facebook.
How many viewers we got now? Just out of curiosity.
Just 2 so far, but they'll start pouring in once.
They'll start pouring in, yeah.
Once the liquor starts kicking in and they see our ugly mugs up here.
The reality of the Cowboys loss sets in.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are, they're at that point in the night where, because I think, I don't know, I know we as a family have often, our Thanksgiving, dinners per se usually start around 3:00. Yeah. With the second wave hitting right about now. Yeah. So I think a lot of people are sitting down for actual dinner now, and it's there's our website if you guys want to go check us out. But, getting into Thanksgiving, we wanted to do this.
Shout out to Toby watching live on YouTube.
Yeah, what's up, Tobe? So I wanted to talk about Thanksgiving foods, and we were talking about this the other day, and it started out with what was your top 5 desserts, but I think that kind of morphed into what are your top 5 Thanksgiving foods. I think I know what number 1 on both of your lists are. But I'm going to reserve that, and I'm pretty sure I'm right for both of you. So I'm going to start with mine, and for me, it is one of my.
Let me guess. It's potato salad with raisins.
You two are idiots, man. What is with the? Where did y'all get this whole potato salad with raisins bit? I don't understand this, man. Because
oh my god! Honestly, I started it because it wasn't the one you sent, but I saw a similar video where, they were having potluck, at a company.
Yeah,
it was a skit, of course, and of course, a white lady brings potato salad with raisins. And it might have been that same day, actually. And so when we started talking about it last episode, I was just like, I'm going to mess with Jay here a little bit.
No, man. I just, you know what? I don't eat potato salad at, hey, Toby, what's up? How's everything going? Who's that drugstore cowboy? Why you call you CVS?
Damn.
Hey.
No, hey.
No, but I don't eat potato salad at Thanksgiving because I have too many other forms of potatoes going on.
Yeah.
But my number 5 Thanksgiving food is mac and cheese, which I don't know if it's a traditional per se Thanksgiving food. I know a lot of people have it. Some people don't. I like it, and I like to make my own. I consider myself a pretty good chef. And you know what? I'm going to throw this out there. I do consider myself a good chef, but I'm struggling with something, man. And I have struggled with this for forever and ever and ever. There are a couple of things that I can't do in the kitchen. One of them is I cannot make rice to save my life. I don't know what it is. But every time I try to cook rice, I either undercook it, overcook it. It comes out too soggy. It's sticky.
No comment here. No comment.
Dude, I cannot make rice to save my life. I just can't.
So my kids, they've grown up with the way my wife makes rice. I've made it a couple of times, but one time I actually did burn it while still a little under. And ever since I did that one time, number one, they always make fun of me, and number two, they will not let me make rice anymore. So if my wife's not able to make the rice, they're just like, you know what? That's okay. We're all right.
We can do without. But the thing that I'm struggling with, especially today, is I cannot get hard-boiled eggs to peel without peeling off half of the white when I'm cooking or when I'm peeling them. And man, it has been a struggle for me. And they come out all pitted, missing chunks and stuff like that. It's not cool. So if you guys have, and look, I've tried adding vinegar to the water. I've tried adding salt to the water. I have tried peeling them when they're hot, peeling them when they're cold, dunking them in an ice bath, peeling them under running water. I've tried every trick that everybody's ever given me to peel an egg where it comes out, without being disformed. And deformed and disfigured. And I just can't do it, man. I can't do it. Which leads me to Thanksgiving food number 4, which is deviled eggs. I made deviled eggs today, and my deviled eggs are good. RJ, my wife, she kind of hit your mom up for her recipe, and we tried your mom's recipe. And I don't know that I made them as good as your mom, but they were good.
No one makes them good as my wife. I'm sorry.
Well, Toby says they're overboiled, but
he meant yours are overboiled.
Well, I know that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
And I've heard that before, that they're overboiled, and I boil them for 10 minutes, not 8 minutes. And I don't think they were overboiled because the yolks weren't overdone. For whatever reason, I just cannot peel a hard-boiled egg to save my damn life.
Because you don't have the magic touch.
I was gonna say, the best person to probably ask for tips on that would be my mom. But I know they make like a machine or something.
Yeah.
That boils them for you.
You can buy them pre-boiled and all that. I don't want to do all that.
No, that's not the same.
No, it's not. Really isn't. But yeah, it's just my Thanksgiving food number 4, deviled eggs. Thanksgiving food number 3, and this is going to be the big downer for a lot of people, but turkey. Turkey is not at the top of my list. I love the turkey. I'm a big fan of ham at Thanksgiving, but turkey's just number 3 on my list. It's just because if it's not done right, turkey can be downright terrible. And I've done it a couple different ways in the past. I fried one. I've smoked one. Oven roasted, different ways, and it always comes out. I mean, I like my turkey; it comes out good. But for me, the 2 things that top the list for me are going to be number 2, mashed potatoes, and number 1, stuffing. Man, stuffing is my. I make my own stuffing. I do a sage sausage stuffing. I start out, it takes me 3 days to do it because I have to buy bread, cut it into chunks, let it get stale, hard.
Come out with that kind of stuffing you make?
What's that?
I said, when does Stovetop come out with that kind of stuffing you make?
Dude, there ain't nothing about my stuffing, brother.
You buy yours in a box, bro. Be honest.
Shit. Man, if I could reach to this computer screen and slap you, I would. Insult me like that. No, I make my own stuffing, dude. And but my stuffing is really good. But those are my top 5 favorite Thanksgiving foods. And you'll notice, RJ, not one dessert made the way into the top 5. And that surprised even me.
That is true. I mean, when you think about it, and that's kind of why I wanted to have dessert talk, because when you talk about Thanksgiving food, there's so many things there. It kind of makes it hard for dessert to make it in there. But for me, I think number 5 is probably going to be. Why don't you go first? I need some time to think.
All right. This is very, very. So in terms of Thanksgiving, Jay, that Dad was a very, very strict traditionalist.
Yep.
we didn't do tamales or anything like that for Thanksgiving. We always did turkey and ham.
Yeah.
Right. With all the fixings. So for me, I think I'm going to start with probably the breads because I like cornbread.
Yeah.
It's always a big player for me at Thanksgiving.
Well, if it's made right.
Right.
You know,
But-
for all you people out there, you got to add a little bit of sugar to it. Just a touch.
Right. Yeah. Cornbread without a little bit of sweetness to it just isn't right. Not in our book.
Yeah.
Right. So that makes it rough. So cornbread. Then I'm going to go up to the mashed potatoes. I'm a big mashed potato and gravy, or even if it's just mashed potatoes with a lot of butter. That's one of my favorites. I'm going to go next with the honey ham, right? Because we always go get one of the honey hams. We bake it in the oven. We put, Dad used to dress up his hams. Remember, he used to put the pineapple and the cherries and the cloves. And so Dad always made a real awesome ham. And then we're going to get to the top two. Mine's going to be my wife's pecan pie because she makes them from scratch.
Yeah.
And that's just one of the things I really look forward to at Thanksgiving. And of course, number one, her deviled eggs.
Deviled eggs.
Right. I mean, that's kind of a family favorite. And my wife's really good at making them. She's got her own recipe, and the kids will get bent out of shape if she doesn't make enough. So that's my top five.
Any comments before I start on mine?
No, I mean, I kind of figured number one on your dad's list was gonna be deviled eggs. I'm almost certain it's gonna be number one on yours. Just your mom's deviled eggs. I just want to say hi to Frankie Valencia, who's just joining us on the on Facebook. What's going on out there? But no, let's get yours.
Yeah, so my number 5 is gonna be turkey. I love the turkey. I probably like the ham a little more now that I think about it, but here we are, so let's just move forward. Number 4 is gonna be mine's gonna be dessert heavy, and it's nothing to any of the sides or the main food, but I feel like I'm always like, let's get the main stuff out of the way so we can get to the dessert. And that being said, number 4 for me is gonna be pumpkin pie. Just love the way my mom makes pumpkin pie. But there's some other good.
A lot of Cool Whip on it, dude. You got to put some Cool Whip on it.
Yeah, the Cool Whip makes it good, but I can eat it without the Cool Whip. Yeah. That's just me personally. And so number 3 is gonna be fruit salad. Her fruit salad.
How did I leave fruit salad off of there, man?
That's what I'm gonna say, man. You guys are sleeping on the fruit salad.
Yeah, her fruit salad is really good too.
And I almost didn't put deviled eggs number 1. But now that I think about it, I mean, that's the thing that I'm asking for the most at the holiday, and it's nothing against the deviled eggs. But number 2 is going to be stuffing. I do love me a good stuffing.
You like yours with raisins in it?
No, I don't like mine with raisins in it, first of all. And then number 1, deviled eggs, of course. And like I said, it's the thing that we're all clamoring for and looking for when the holidays come around. So.
Hey, I want to also mention a honorable mention is, believe it or not, cranberry sauce. For years, never was really a big insisted on making it every year, right? Every year.
Yeah.
And the last couple of Thanksgivings that we had before he passed, I really started to enjoy having the cranberry sauce. And he taught my wife how to make it. And so she's made it every year since he's passed. And that's one of the things I actually look forward to now is getting a scoop of the cranberry sauce, because it always reminds me of Dad, right? It always gives that nostalgia.
So he taught Kathy how to go to the store, buy a can, open it, and slop it onto a plate and cut it.
Actually, no. It's a
cranberry jelly.
Well, he uses that, but Dad always added some other things to it, and that's what I'm telling you. It's actually a recipe, and I was surprised to learn that Kathy, she was telling me she needed these ingredients, and I'm like thinking the same way you did. I was like, why do you need all this other stuff? You just open the can, put it in the pot, melt it a little bit, stir it up. And she was like, no, that's not how Dad makes it. And I'll be damned. It's a rest.
Yeah. My wife makes hers.
Can't stuff.
Yeah, my wife makes hers from scratch. She'll go buy bags of cranberries, and she adds brown sugar, orange juice, and then she slow boils them for like 2 hours, to make her cranberry sauce. And I'm used to that now because I like the big chunks of cranberries that are in it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I wasn't going to say anything. So, how was your potato salad with raisins?
He said he didn't eat it.
Dude, you're gonna play. Okay, you're getting to that point where it's now becoming a bad joke. It's like
the great Olivia Newton-John.
No, that'll never be a bad joke.
My bad.
But so yeah, I mean, we like to hear from some of our people out there, on what your top 5 or even your favorite Thanksgiving food is. So let's hear from you and let's get some feedback on. But moving on, I think now we're moving into that part of the season now where now Christmas is staring us right in the face. Thanksgiving's over. I relented today and I put up my blow-ups out in the yard. So now the house is fully decorated. We got the, and Toby chimes in with his number one Thanksgiving item, beer.
Hey, that's something to be thankful for.
and that's his, as Toby says, that's his number one. Man, kind of threw my wheels off. But yeah, so now the house is fully decorated. We're good to go. And I'm guessing y'all are going to be to that point where y'all going to start doing the same thing here.
Hey, I have a question. If your house is fully decorated, how come there's nothing on your piano?
Oh, yeah.
I don't see anything in your living room there, and in your palatial estate there. You didn't decorate this room?
You know what else?
That's in the wet.
It seems to be daytime over there as well.
Yeah,
while we're nighttime here. Is this a Cowboys halftime thing or something?
No, what happened was my estate is so palatial, right? The sun hasn't set on this half of the west wing over here yet. Okay. The east wing is dark and already decorated, but the west wing on this side, we're still, an hour and a half behind you guys. So.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's funny because there's windows on both sides and it looks like they both got sunlight. So.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But this is on the west side of the house.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, just the way your hand movement was going. Okay.
I'm in the west wing of my house over here. So.
Oh, okay.
The east wing, it's already dark and decorated. So.
Wow, it must be a really big estate to be in half of it being a different time zone.
I got it like that, dude. I don't know what to tell you. I told you once the podcast money starts rolling in.
Oh my God. Before we switch topics real quick, did you notice that about the halftime show that it was like nightfall there and it wasn't actually nightfall outside? It was pre-recorded. How else do you put up with family?
Oh, shit.
Damn.
Yes, we do know you, brother.
Hey, well, for our viewers and our listeners mainly for our listeners who can't see Toby's comments, why don't you read it out, because people are going to wonder why we're laughing.
Well, he said his number one favorite Thanksgiving food was beer.
Right.
Can't they see it when you put it like that?
Well, but the people who are listening on the audio format,
okay, yeah, you're right.
They can't read it.
You're right.
Yeah.
So we got to give them a little bit of backdrop why we start laughing randomly.
Yeah, and then he says that's how he puts up with family, because we know how his brothers are.
Yeah, well, that's true, Toby. That's true. Anyway, bro, going back to the original question you asked regarding decorating the house, I mean, that'll be top priority tomorrow. I actually have one of our Christmas trees already up. I've got to do a little bit of diagnostics on why some of the lights aren't coming on, so I'll be doing that in the morning. We got one of our inflatables up yesterday. We'll be working on the yard tomorrow, getting the lights on the house.
But we're far from fully decorated.
Yeah, because we didn't jump the gun, right? We waited till after the Thanksgiving holiday. You know,
you guys just don't. I don't know my wife. That's the problem. I mean, every year she's like, it's October and she's on me going, "Can we decorate for Christmas now?" I'm like, "No, it's not even started yet." But so I guess everybody's kind of getting to the point where they're winding down their Thanksgiving. It's starting to get dark. And everybody's kind of gearing up for tomorrow, which is, Black Friday. And for those of us, those of us who used to work in restaurants and retail, tomorrow's your big day. I mean, I still have a lot of friends who work restaurants and work retail. And this year I'm kind of glad that a lot of places decided to close for Thanksgiving. There was a laundry list of companies that are typically open on Thanksgiving. I don't know when this actually started, that people started opening on Thanksgiving. Cause I remember when we were kids, everything was closed on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Maybe a convenience store here or there, but there weren't a whole lot of options on Thanksgiving Day. And then, kind of morphed into Black Friday starting at midnight. And then next thing you know, Black Friday is starting at 10 o'clock and then 8 o'clock. And then it got to the point where people are, as soon as they're done with Thanksgiving dinner, going out to Black Friday shop.
Yeah, and I think it was just the evolution really of people wanting to be the first, right? To be the first store open and start generating those sales. And I think the more and more people that were willing to leave their houses, camp out sometimes 4 or 5 hours for the store to open the next morning, that kind of gave an indicator to the retailers that the demand was there, right? Yeah. And they played the game the way that they felt, and they just kept pushing it, and people kept reacting. People kept continuing to put pressure on it. I mean, it's gotten to where I try to avoid Black Friday like the plague.
I do too.
I hate being out there, because one of the things that I notice is they just forget their manners. People forget how to behave themselves. You see grown adults act like children. Obviously, we've all heard the stories of people getting into fist fights. Yeah, exactly. Over and something, because they want to be able to buy a television for 25% off. Yeah, for $150, right?
Yeah.
The low end televisions, and they're trying to get them for a hell of a steal, and they're going to go and get physical, and it's just not worth it. I remember taking my wife and our sister one year, and it was just insane. I just basically was acting as security for them, watching their carts as they were all over. They were like, it's truly like a beehive, right? Just total chaos, and everybody going 100 different directions, everybody trying to grab something for, as quickly as possible, and be the first one for whatever goes on sale. And I just was, all I did was people watch. Yeah. And it was unfortunately very disappointing how grown adults they don't know how to behave themselves.
Yeah. And, the whole point of this was that I'm kind of glad that this year a lot of companies kind of stepped up and decided we're not going to open Thanksgiving Day at all, period. Walmart being one, Home Depot, a lot of these big retailers, Best Buy, that have in the past, 5 to 10 years have decided to be open on Thanksgiving Day. A lot of people just decided, and a lot of that is pandemic driven. Trying to save money here and there where they can as a company, decided that, hey, we're just not going to open on Thanksgiving Day. We're not going to do the Black Friday rush on Thanksgiving Day. We're going to push it back to Friday. So I'm expecting those who actually work in retail tomorrow to just get bombarded. Even with everything going on, even with COVID and all that other good stuff, the allure of just buying stuff. And I think we've said in the past, people are just tired of being home all the time. It is. It's just, people just they can only be confined for so long before they start clamoring to get back out. And you're going to have those people that are, resigned to the fact that they're going to be home all the time. And we have, members of our family who don't go out, and I respect that. But that there's going to be people who just don't give a damn, that are just going to go.
No, of course. And the other thing to remember is that I fully expect the number of COVID positive numbers to go up. I mean, they have been going up. The trend has been showing that they were going up. And of course, for a number of reasons, for people getting together for Thanksgiving. And some of it is, we are tired of the COVID. We are tired of being confined. We are tired of separation. Right. So I wholeheartedly believe that tomorrow there are going to be a whole lot of people packing to some. What happened to it? Well, that's all right. It's all right. I got this light on a motion sensor and we haven't been moving. So it turned off on us.
To pay the electric bill.
Damn.
They came and got you.
Yeah. So we're sorry we aren't getting podcasts like you are. So,
we like to help our fellow humans, not rip them off.
But anyway, yeah, so hopefully the people that do go out and go shopping, practice as best they can and keep their masks on. Because I tell you, yesterday I went to the store to get a couple of last minute items. I went grocery shopping several years ago, but last minute item, and I was at the grocery store at I think it was about 7:30, 8 o'clock. I mean, it was packed.
Yeah,
there were a lot of people there. Certainly no social distancing going on. The checkout lines were long. People were crammed in the aisles. Some of the people half wearing their mask, half not. So,
well, and that's that's another thing. Like I said, I think that's part of the whole. Everybody getting tired of everything. Routine is people they get tired of wearing their masks all day, and most of them don't wear their mask right to begin with. And for me, I work in an office where we deal with live customers, and I was just shocked the other day, as we start to ramp up towards the holidays, and that's our busy season as well. The amount of people that would just come into my office dragging their kids along,
Yeah.
I had one family come in with 3 kids and no masks on any of the kids, and the kids are running around all the office. And then another family come in and they've got 2 or 3 kids. And then another family came in with 2 or 3 kids. So before you know it, I've got 12 people in my office that I'm having to corral, and I'm having to tell them, hey man, y'all need to calm down. You need to keep your kids over there. You need to keep your kids over there and stop touching everything.
Yeah.
Because, I'm not trying to get sick. And of course I've got my mask on, and that's part of our protocol. But and what's funny was the parents are wearing masks, but of course the kids aren't, because the kids don't want to wear masks, and you can't force a little kid, a 3 or 4 year old kid to wear a mask if they don't want to wear it. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah. Well, before I get into these 2 topics, I just want to point out what Toby was saying. He's got his Friday honey-do list, and I'm sure his beer will help him power through that. But, kind of touching on a couple topics. First of all, is I don't even have my decorations up yet. I mean, we have our tree up, but we haven't fully decorated it, put a couple ornaments on it. That's about it. And just going into Black Friday, I mean, having worked at Best Buy in the past, It got to the point where, just Black Friday in general it really wasn't Friday anymore. It was actually even before Thanksgiving. Some places would, put their sales at the beginning of that week.
Yeah.
And I mean, I get it to some extent when you think about it, at least, the starting it on Thanksgiving part, because, the great thing about America obviously is, our we're a melting pot of cultures, so there's just a ton of cultures here, and we still have a lot of immigrants here, and not everybody celebrates Thanksgiving, when they first are starting their life out here. So there are people who they don't really understand, but they want to take advantage of those deals that happen on Thanksgiving and on Black Friday as early as possible.
Yeah.
But Black Friday has definitely become a whole day event, even on Thanksgiving. Because I even remember when I was working there, that worked the overnight shift, which never had. That was the only day it really happened out of the year, was Black Friday.
Yeah.
Best Buy isn't a 24-hour store.
Nope.
Except for that day. And I can remember too, it was me, my dad, my uncle Julio, and who else when we bought the PS4s. You remember that?
Yeah, it was.
Want to shout
We
out
got
to
a-
if you're watching us on Facebook?
Yeah. We got up super early because I worked the overnight, like I said, that night. And so we got up at, I want to say, like at 4 or 5 a.m., maybe 3 a.m.
3, because we were in line already, like at by 4, a little after 4 o'clock, we were already in line.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's just
But I
crazy.
like-
And working
But I
in
like the way they
restaurants-
did it.
Yeah.
The way they did it was, if you were in line at a certain time, they came by and they gave you basically a ticket. That
Mhm.
means that you were going to be able to get one of the units. So you didn't have to remain in line after you got your ticket.
We just went back home and slept.
Yeah, no, we went and had breakfast.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
So we wound up going to IHOP. I think.
I
Wound up
think,
having
yeah.
IHOP and had breakfast. Took our time. Then we went back to the store, bought whatever we were going to buy for Christmas. Had the PS4s, right?
Yeah, it was the PS4 bundles. It was for all the bunch. Well, not all, but a bunch. I think we got like 4 or 5 of them for the grandkids, the older grandkids. Me, Alex, obviously, Isaac, Isaiah, Sammy.
Damn, and y'all talking about me and my palatial estate. You're talking about buying 4 or 5 PS4s.
It wasn't our money.
Yeah. Huh?
Dad was the one that wanted all that. He wanted all that for the
We were running errands for the
Jesse P.
So, but it is just crazy how,
See you, Toby.
See you later, Toby. Thanks
And
for
you-
joining us.
the crazy thing when you think about it really is that this happens on Thanksgiving, which is supposed to be or at least it starts on a day of, of Thanksgiving, when we're supposed to be thankful for the things that we have and so many things. Of course you can always say there's people in life doing better, but there's yeah, exactly. There's always something to be thankful for. So it's kind of absurd how you have a holiday where it's about giving thanks, and then that same night there's people who will go out and have fights or, stab each other over material possessions that, at the end of the day, you can't take them with you, and they really mean, very little when you think about the bigger picture.
No, I mean, you're absolutely right. It's insane how certain points of a year can really bring out the show the way people really are. I worked in restaurants for a lot of years, and I would always be amazed on Sundays when after church, you'd have these families who just spent the last hour and a half praising God and singing to God and listening and spreading the gospel, and then they come into my restaurant and they're ready to throw down over a chair, and so it just things like that make you realize that humanity may be lost, and Black Friday is just one of those things, man. It just I never I'm lucky in the fact that my wife is not a big shopper like that, because we've never done a Black Friday, and I have no intention of ever wanting to do a Black Friday. But
Well,
you know,
that's why the creation of Cyber Monday is incredible.
yeah,
Right, because man, you could just do all your shopping online, pay for it online, and then go, if it's something that you have to pick up at the store, you can schedule it on your schedule and not have to go when peak shopping hours are and fight the crowds. And not only that, you get to walk up to the front. Well, for example, like if you buy a television at Best Buy or something like that, you can go up to the service department, and they already have your order pulled for you. So all they got to do is bring it out, you load it up, and then you're gone. So Cyber Monday is, in my opinion, definitely the way to go. I think that's what probably was the initial reason for businesses like Amazon, right? Because they paid attention to how many people were doing their shopping online, and how many people, how they could build a platform where basically you can get anything you want, order it, and it shows up at your front door. You don't have to put up with the hassle of going out and you got to be paid, because you're not going to get it right then and there. But in most cases, if you plan ahead, you really don't. You only have to go to the grocery store from time to time to get a few essentials.
Yeah, but the thing about retail companies is some of them, they're not dumb. They know that they still have to bring people into their stores. So a lot of times especially for Black Friday, what they'll do is in-store only specials. Right. Specials you can't get on Cyber Monday. And it may just be that 45-inch TV that they have a limited number of in-store only specials. So you can't get it on Cyber Monday. You have to physically go down to Best Buy or to Walmart or to wherever to go get this, one particular item. But man, it's coming tomorrow. That's all I know. And, I work over by Irving Mall. So I told my crew yesterday, because the mall is actually going to be closed today, whereas in years past, it hasn't been. It's been open on Thursdays after like 6:00 or whatever for Black Fridays, because there's a Best Buy over there. There used to be a JCPenney over there, a Sears over there. There were other stores over there. But this year, everything was closed up until Monday. So I told him, get to work. Plan on getting to work, 30 minutes early, because when you're trying to get off the highway right there up Beltline and 183 and make that little turn to get up Beltline to come up to my office, there's a wait. I mean, last year it took me where I might get off the highway and it might take me a minute and a half to get to the light and turn up Beltline so I can get to work. Last year on Friday, it took me 20 minutes because of all the congestion right there at that intersection to get into the mall. So it's Black Friday is one of those days where I got to leave the house a little bit early just to get to work.
Well, I definitely want to give a thank you to all those people, regardless of the industry that work. Because for a lot of people, you get that day off.
Yeah.
There's still got to be someone that works the gas station, that works the hospital, like my mom, the grocery store. Not everybody gets the whole day off like a lot of us do to really enjoy the holiday. So, and that goes for any holiday, but obviously, especially Thanksgiving. So, thank you to those people. They make days like today possible, because I don't know that anybody can ever really have a perfect Thanksgiving in the sense of, you have every single ingredient you need. Usually there's always something you got to make a last minute run to get. And, if the stores weren't open, you'd be shit out of luck, as they say, pardon my language. But just wanted to say thank you to all those people, because you make days like today possible.
Yeah, and thank you to all our frontline workers like your mom that are working in the hospital, doctors, police officers, firemen that don't get the day off. Yeah. They're still out there. Our men serving overseas that don't get a holiday today. People
and women, men and women
are working today. They're the same way. They're in the same boat. They don't get, the day off, and they still have to go to work on Thanksgiving Day, Christmas Day, and all those holidays when we're at home, like you jackasses over there with your little bonfire.
Hey man, it's the simple things in life. So not all of us need,
We don't have that big chimney like you got back there, in your palatial estate that, I'm sure you could probably burn half a tree in there at once. But, my little fire pit right here can only handle, little bitty twigs and stuff like that.
Exactly. So, anyways, well, guys, I had a great show. Definitely kind of getting ready for the holidays, getting in the festive spirit. That's what we'll be doing these next couple weekends. And well, probably just this weekend.
Yeah.
But getting up all the decorations and getting in the spirit of Christmas. We hope that everybody had a great Thanksgiving. Unfortunately, with everything that's going on, we weren't able to be with family like we normally would. But that's the case for a lot of people, and we appreciate everyone who abided by the rules. Social distance as much as they could, have big gatherings with family. Definitely appreciate those people. We know it's hard. We know it's not fun wearing these masks and not being able to be with the people you love, at least all the people you love.
Yeah.
So that just makes this one, even more special. Made it tougher, but hopefully next year we'll be out of the neck of the woods, as they say. And
absolutely. And before we close, I just want to give a shout out to, hey, everybody out there, just remember, contact our Uncle Matt, cousin Lena over in Red Oak to get your tamale order in. Contact our cousin Raul over in Grand Prairie, get your tamales order in, because Christmas is coming. Get the tamale orders in. You're going to be SOL yourselves when you try and get those tamales at the last minute.
Or, if you learn how to make them, you'll never, but yeah, definitely go hit up our family for those tamales, whether it's in Red Oak or Grand Prairie, or Oak Cliff. Can't forget about the great Marsalis. But so, thank you to everybody who watched. But, we hope, like I said, we hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. Have a great 3-4 day weekend, whatever the case is for you, and get ready for the Christmas spirit. And with that being said, we hope that you guys have, start your next week off great once it's time to get back to work.
Yep.
We hope this was another great week in your chapter of life. And if you don't mind, we just like a little bit more time from you so we can ask for some feedback. If you're listening on Facebook or YouTube, leave us some comments, leave us some feedback. Tell us what you thought. We'd love to hear more about what kind of topics you'd hear us like to discuss over these next coming weeks. And make sure to go check us out on our website. Send us an email, subscribe. You can find all our content there. Like I said, everything on that website is clickable. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, iHeartRadio, for all our audio formats. Of course, if you're on YouTube, hit that like, hit that subscribe, so that when new content drops, you'll be one of the first to get notified. And then go find us on all our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Reddit. Follow us there. And TikTok. I think we forgot TikTok earlier, but we now have a TikTok page where, we'll post short clips throughout the week so that our content is, a little bit more engageable for those people who maybe don't have a full hour.
And a little bit more tolerable, because we're blowhards and sometimes we talk way too much. But
I'm trying to figure out who's going to do the first official TikTok dance on our TikTok page.
I think we both elected you.
Yeah,
no.
Well, wait a minute. Wait. Why not?
Set it up, so.
Yeah, why not? Because you're the one that's got all the talent. You're the one.
Lady,
Yeah,
you
best.
got the palatial estate.
You're the best looking.
You get the money.
You're the best singer. You got the money. You got the palatial estate. Given all those factors, you got to be the best dancer. So why wouldn't we want the best dancer to be the first one to do a TikTok?
Dude, if you're expecting me to dance, the best you're gonna get is a truffle shuffle.
Well, well, it was a good night, boys. Pleasure talking to you, Uncle
Yep.
Jay. Wish you could be here. Wish all the family could be here. But another night in the books. So with that being said, good night, everybody.
And thank you to Jesse P.
Thank you to
'cause
Jesse P,
without you.
especially today because we couldn't do it without you.
Amen. See you later, boys.
Bye.
Good night.